Let me show you around my cosy but perfectly formed little studio in Brighton. It's in the basement of a private house and it's fully acoustically treated. The vibe is very relaxed and very focused on music making. Now for the gear. This is a recreation of a vintage Neumann U87, an amazing microphone. I also have this awesome vintage 60s Reslo river mic apparently used by the Beatles. Not this actual one. A Yamaha FG180 from 1970. I love pedals. This is one of my favourite delays by Strymon, a clone of a Hudson Broadcast, and a super unique spring reverb by Earthquaker. This kettle's amazing. Also amazing is this vintage Yamaha FM synth which I use on loads of stuff. Here's some of my lovely guitars and basses. There's a few more in the next room. And on my shelf I have various effects, synthesizers, drum machines, teenage engineering stuff, some guitar pedals. This is my secret weapon limiter, more pedals, and a really cool analog synth by Arturia. And some more miscellaneous sound making things on this little shelf here. At the heart of the studio is the fantastic quality and amazing sounding Audient ID44 preamp and interface. I use Genelec monitors because they're so accurate and great sounding. And lurking by the bins is another vintage analog synth by Korg. I've got my Zen corner with the Buddha and the lamp and some artwork. Cassette deck with built-in mic for lo-fi sounds. Now who's that guy? A couple of broken microphones. Let me know if you can fix them please. I use this little mixer to route sounds into my interface. For example, the Korg Minilog analog synth, which goes through this vintage Yamaha Rex 50 effects unit, straight into the mixer, and then into my interface here. The Korg also acts as my main MIDI keyboard as well. And if I'm working in Ableton Live, I've got my Push 2 controller here, so I can produce using that. I use the Push a lot for writing and composing, especially if I'm working on electronic music, which tends to be more loop-based. For my headphones, I use these Beyerdynamic DT770 Pros and these ATH M50Xs by Audio-Technica, both classic. And if I'm tracking bass, I've got my Sansamp bass driver, which sounds fantastic. For backup, I use this super fast portable SSD by Crucial. And I've got a huge selection of plugins by companies like Valhalla, UAD, Goodhertz, Softube, Clevgrand, Soundtoys, Arturia, Acustica Audio, Eventide, many more, such as Moog, Klanghelm, Cariani Sounds, Isotope, IK Multimedia, Fab Filter, a bunch of Wave stuff, a bunch of Plugin Alliance stuff, some sneaky ones from Votsengo, Trackspacer by Waves Factory, and a frankly ridiculous amount of software instruments from drum plugins to synthesizers. Last time I counted there was about 40 or 45 software instruments, which is great because I'm always learning new things and finding new sounds. And finally, my favourite piece of gear, my Teenage Engineering OP1, which I've had for about 12 years now. I love it. Thanks for watching. If you want to work with me, give me a shout.